Alright, I'm going to be showing you guys how to complete this project that I have uploaded because several of you have had trouble understanding. So I have attached all of the information that you need to complete this project on our Google Classroom homepage. You've got our starting salaries document, you've got the Game of Life PowerPoint, and you have the monthly budget template in Excel. So we're going to go through how to do this together. If you open up the PowerPoint, this outlines everything you need to know. This is exactly what we would have done in class had we been meeting together. So your goal with this project is to use real-world math to plan, budget, and propose a path to success with your life. Now your life plan should include creating a budget based on your income. So you need to include things like your rent or your mortgage, your mode of transportation, a plan for saving money, credit card and student loan debt, as well as just eating, going out to dinner, etc. Now, if we were doing this in class, I would have randomly assigned you a job, but now you are in luck. You get to pick your own. So that is where this document comes in handy, the career starting salaries. So you have got several options to choose from. You can choose to be a teacher, a lawyer, a waiter, social security officer, a nurse, or a physical therapist. And each of these salaries outlines the work location, so you can plan your mode of transportation and find an apartment, student loan debt, as well as your starting salary. So for this example, I'm going to be a waiter, which means that my starting salary, I'm going to screenshot this so I don't lose it, it's going to be $37,000 a year. I'm going to work on Christopher Street, and my student loans are zero because I'm assuming I didn't go to college. Now you're going to use that information to then open up your spreadsheet. But before I show you guys how to do that, we're going to keep going through the PowerPoint. Now a typical rule for budgeting is the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income should be used for things you absolutely need, like groceries, housing, utilities, health insurance, and car payments. 30% of your income should go towards things you want, so things like shopping, eating out, or hobbies. And 20% of your income should be tucked away in savings, where you don't touch it and you save it in a bank account for later. Now, your first steps for how to do this is to figure out the breakdown of your budget. So you need to figure out how much money you're earning. That can be found on the document I just showed you. You need to figure out if you get paid weekly, how much is that per paycheck. Then you're going to use that information and create a Google spreadsheet. So I have shown you or I've included the template that you need for Google Spreadsheets, and then you're going to get started. So after you start your spreadsheet, you will start researching your living arrangement, transportation plans, and student loan payments. But all that I want done by Friday is for you to get started on this Excel sheet. So if you click on the link that I have given you on Google on Google Classroom, if you go to this top right section right here and click on the three dots, click open in a new window, and then right up here at the top, you're going to open with Google Sheets. Now, please do not write on this spreadsheet. So what you're going to do instead is you're going to go up here to File, and you're going to make a copy. And you can name it whatever your name is, budget template. So mine's going to be Miss Collins budget template. It's going to open in a new file. And now this is going to be your document. So the very first thing is you are going to write your job up here at the top. So I did choose that I was going to be a waiter, but if you were, let's say, a lawyer, you would write lawyer starting salary and fill that in. Okay, but I am going to be a waiter. So now I'm going to pull up that information I screenshotted. Is this it? Yeah. So my starting salary is $37,084 a year. Now what you're going to do is you're going to use this link over here to figure out what your total your take-home pay is after taxes. So you're going to click on this link. If you just, hold on. If you click on it, it will open up to a new window. You're going to use this calculator right here. It is the 2020 tax year. You're going to be filing as single, and this is where you will write your gross salary. So mine is $37,084. Then you're going to click calculate. If you keep scrolling down all the way down here, where is it? Did I skip it? Oh, yeah, it's the very first chart. So you're going to scroll down to salary and tax illustration, and you're going to be using this chart to fill out your spreadsheet. So once again, you can flip back and forth. I'm going to screenshot this. Actually, I'll open this in a separate window. So I'm going to split screen this and fill this part out. Now you are going to delete everything in these cells and fill out what your information tells you. This is just an example that was given to help you. So for the gross pay, you are going to use this top row that I've highlighted that says gross pay. It even breaks it down yearly, monthly, for weekly, 2 weekly, weekly, daily, hourly. You're going to fill all of that out right here. So my gross pay is $37,084. My monthly pay is then going to be $3,090.33. My 4 weekly pay is going to be $2,852.62. My 2 weekly pay will be $1,426.31. Weekly is going to be $713.15. Daily will be $142.63, and hourly will be $17.83. However, this is not the actual money that you're going to be taking home because we have this lovely thing called taxes. So your take-home pay is going to be your gross pay minus taxes. And you can find that information in this row of your chart that I've highlighted in yellow right here. So your yearly pay after taxes is going to be $29,954.10. Your monthly pay is going to be $2,496.17. 4 weekly will be $2,304.16. Weekly will be $1,152.08. Weekly will be $576.04. Daily $115.21. And hourly is $14.40. So the biggest takeaway that you need from this diagram right here is your yearly take-home pay. So even though my starting salary is $37,000, I'm only pocketing $29,954 of that. So I'm going to copy that number, $29,954. You are now done with this tax calculator, so you can exit out of that. It looks a little bit blurry, so I'm going to restart the page. Alright. Once again, you are copying your take-home pay yearly. You're then going to take that information over to this spreadsheet right here. This is Google's budgeting template. It breaks down your starting balance of your bank account. We're going to say we started out having $1,000 in the bank. It lets you plan out what all of your monthly expenses are, as well as what your income is. So you are going to copy, or you're going to paste rather, that monthly income into this planned paycheck section right here. So Google said that we're taking home $14.50. We're actually going to take, oh wait, this is done monthly. Oh my god, ignore everything I just said. Go back to the basic info. You are going to be copy and pasting this monthly take home pay. Okay, so my apologies. Ignore this. You're going to be copying this number right here, $24.96. Okay, now, sorry about that. Back to the summary. Google assumes that we're taking home $14.50. We're actually taking home $24.90 if we are a waiter. So you're going to copy and paste that. We're going to assume that you got to take home your full paycheck here. So $2,000. $2,496.17. Sorry guys, I'm falling asleep here. Now, this side is where you're going to plan out your expenses. So this is where the research that you're going to be doing in the next few, over the next few classes is going to come in handy. You are going to be including things like transportation costs, how much it's going to cost you to get to work. So I'm going to assume that I'm going to be taking the train to work, and I can't remember what the monthly subway pass is. I think it's like 120, something like that. So we're going to plan to spend $120 on transport. You get to plan out how much you're going to spend on food. Let's say I'm going to go crazy and spend $500 on food. If you want to plan out to buy any gifts, that would go right here. Any health or medical costs is going to go here. Your rent will go underneath home. Like I said, transportation, any personal costs, if you have any pets, utilities, travel, this is where you're going to plan out all of your monthly costs. The debt section is going to be things like student loans. You don't necessarily need to plan that out at this point, but this is where you'll be planning out those monthly payments. So if you have thousands of dollars in debt, you will have to start paying about $300 every month. However, because I'm a waiter and I didn't go to college, I have $0 in student debt. And here you can put any other categories you wish. So we're planning, based on what I just typed out right here, it's saying that I'm planning to spend around $1,930 every month. However, sometimes things go wrong and you end up spending more or less money than you had planned to. So let's say that instead of spending $500 on food, I actually spent $700. Instead of paying $50 for gifts, I actually bought $100. I had to go to the hospital 3 times and my bills were $3,000. My rent was still the same, so my rent was still $950. Transportation was the same. Let's say I only bought $20 worth of stuff for myself. My pets, I didn't actually buy anything for my pets. My pet died, maybe. Utilities, I actually had to pay $120. Travel was $50, etc., etc. So now we are able to see that although I budgeted to spend $1,900 because of my hospital trip, among other things, I actually ended up spending over $5,000. Now, in addition to your paycheck, you also need to incorporate savings. So remember that earlier I told you that the general savings rule is spending 50% on necessities, so things like rent, transportation, food. 30% is spent on needs, on things you want, so maybe things like gifts or pets or etc. And 20% is spent on savings. So I would keep that budgeting tip in mind as you plan out your expenses, so the 50-30-20 rule. However, that does mean that we need to incorporate 20% of our paycheck into savings. So I'm going to plan to spend, let's see, let's pull up a calculator. All right, if my planned income is $24.96, let's say I'm going to plan to spend $500 or save $500 in savings. So I did save $500. However, that does mean that my paycheck amount is going to decrease. So $24.96 minus 500 means that my, let's see, $24.96 actual paycheck was $19.96. And you can mess around with these numbers however you want, but this is just to give you an idea of what is expected. So now we see that my planned income was $29.96. However, I actually my actual overall income was $24.96 because I did send $500 to savings. Now this is where you see your starting balance as well as your end balance. I started out with $1,000 in the bank. Now, because of all of this poor budgeting as well as my hospital trips, my ending balance is actually in the negatives. So my ending balance is negative $1,564, and I saved negative $2,564 this month. So as of right now, I am probably going to get evicted from my household because I can't pay rent this month. I have a negative bank balance. So this is just to give you an idea of what needs to be done on this spreadsheet. Now, in this explanations tab, you can write down your different expenses. So let's see, for rent, my amount was $1,000. We can say that my groceries bill, groceries was, let's say, $150. You can say that this was this, etc. This is where you're going to keep track of all of those purchases as well as your income. So things like your paycheck. If you got like a bonus, or if you got like extra tips since you're a waiter, you can write that down here. This is just to keep track of all of your spending and savings. This is going to be a few weeks long project, as I said, but the very first thing that I want you guys to do is just get started on this spreadsheet. So on Google Classrooms, I want you to screenshot a picture of your chart as well as your budgeting thing right here. Upload those screenshots to Google Classroom, and then you will get credit for Wednesday's lesson. All of this should be uploaded to Google Classroom by Friday night. Now, you are going to submit it. I'll show you how to do that in the classwork tab. Now, mine's going to look a little bit different than yours because I'm the teacher, not the student, but you can see that I've assigned this to all of you. Shout out to Adrian for already turning his in. Now, when you click on your project, you are able to submit files, attach the screenshots of those pictures. So if you're using a computer, you will just do Shift Command 4, screenshot this, make sure your name is at the top, and then you will upload said screenshot to Google Classroom. You're going to upload a screenshot of this front page as well as this summary page. So you might need to include 3 screenshots in order to get like this and this, right? You're going to upload all of those screenshots to Google Classroom by Friday night at midnight so you can get credit for being here. If you guys have any other questions, please let me know, but hopefully this helped clear it up a little bit. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys later.